Okay, hello everybody. This is a recording. So on last day on the beach today, flying home this afternoon, and we'll be back live again this coming Wednesday for you guys for the part of the program. And for those of you that are not, you want to join. Anyway, let's begin this week's analysis. And so far, when it comes to the indexes. I've been saying buy, pullback. We talk about that for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then obviously it seems to be working because every little demand zone is producing new all-time highs. So I'm starting to get a little worried in general about the rapid rise going on over here. And we've come into a situation, if you look at some of the higher time frames up here as far as indexes are concerned, we are now about 100 points above the Bollinger Band on the monthly chart, and we are about, looks like 50 or so, something like that, outside the weekly Bollinger Bands. I mean, this is not a healthy market. This is not what should be going on here. And the correction at this point, I'm starting to say, is imminent. It should be coming really soon. How much is it going to be? Don't know. How is it going to start? Very simple. The first time you get a lower high on the 60, then I will be starting to short if I stop on that lower high. That's it. That's what I'm looking for now at this point. Other than that, again, on our daily levels, we can still buy pullbacks into demand, but at this point, we've just really starting to get ridiculous. I mean, this thing looks like Bitcoin. It's just nonsense. Totally unhealthy, rapid rise. No pullbacks. How many green candles in a row is that on the monthly chart? Is that more than a year already? I mean, come on. I mean, where is the real market action? It's not. The market's totally being manipulated. It starts to get a little scary, personally. I think the sell-off is going to be a lot bigger than anyone thinks. I mean, just a little pullback back to, a touch of the middle of the Bollinger Bands is something huge. You're talking about 300-400 down, for yes. So at this point, very cautious on the longs. Not that you still can't take first level again. If you're just day trading, you buy the first level of demand after the little highs. A couple of levels to look at here at the 60. I'll put them up on the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. This one seemed to work very well last week. Touch right there. And now we've got another one up here. There's ones that are getting closer, but I'm starting to ignore them only because I'm not happy with the ridiculous move that's going on here, and I'm anticipating a very ugly reversal coming, and I think it's coming really soon, as of now. So let's see what happens this week. Again, and when we start to get short, we will start to get short after we get a lower high on the 60 chart, which means the price will rally into supply zone, it'll sell off, it'll hit demand, it'll rally up and make a lower high, and the price starts going down. We'll put our stop over here, and we'll see if we end up breaking down out of that or not. At this point, we are so far stretched that once that begins and the sell-off does begin, it's going to be really rapid and really hard. So, is it a risky trade? Yeah, somewhat risky. But when we get to these kind of oversold, overbought situations, I think the bigger trade is worth that risk. So that's what I'm looking at now for potential for shorts here. I'm just not happy with the non-participation of the bears in this. And they're going to get woken up pretty soon, I think, at this point. Yes, we're at all-time highs. Yes, there's no resistance above us. But, we're starting to just get out of hand. It's like almost the market is afraid to sell off. And once that selling does begin, it's going to get real ugly real fast. People that are joining too late are going to get burnt really hard. So that's what I'm looking at here. I think the better trades are starting to come in now on the short side than on the long side. For NASDAQ, some levels to buy, again, day trade if you still want to buy, pull back in demand. This one was this level over here, and that one was a real winner last week. And I took that trade right there. I stayed next to more than a couple of seconds. I think it was a bang right in there and flew right out. That was last week. So right inside this thing. And there's a 15-minute chart. It went bang in, bang out. And a little time for the charts. This thing, if you have it over sitting down here, it didn't come. Okay. So we got a couple of things sitting over here for potential, again, chances to join longs. But again, at this point, I'm a little weary. And I'm personally not trading the day trade on the long side anymore. I'm done with the trade side. I'm going to just wait it out for the bigger one to come. Cool. All right, there we go for NASDAQ and crude. Let's go into crude. So I've been talking about crude for, I don't know, about 2 weeks now or so, waiting for this correction that is coming. And I'm still saying it's coming. Everybody is max bullish here. Everybody's buying longs, and everybody's about to get their ass kicked. I can't see it getting too far. We do have a potential for this lower high being put on the chart over here. We can see that over 240 right now. Where we had this doji back here, right, 2 days back. I think that was Thursday, and then Friday we just sort of danced around inside the range. We got slightly below the low. We couldn't get to the highs, and then we're looking at the high being back here. And as long as we stay below this area under here and we start rolling over out of this, right, then well, we've cleaned out demand underneath, and we're talking about I think we're going to be down here soon. All right, so we'll find out what goes on over here. I'm very weary of longs on crude at this point. We're into some monthly supply. Again, we have a rapid rise, straight up, 5 months in a row, bang, 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 bang. And that's it. Okay, we're time for a breather. Everybody's max bullish, and I think we are in for a very rude awakening coming here. Right? We can see over here on the 60 that we hit the supply zone late in the day Friday. Again, I don't put a lot of weight on late in the day Friday price action. They're just, shaking stuff out for the weekend. This is the supply zone back here. And you can see that we've come into the zone. We put a pair of twins on, and then we just hung around. It's looking like a little, head and shoulders on a little 15-minute chart sitting over here. We have a lot of air underneath us over here. This demand zone to the left over here has been hit already with this movement. If this makes the lower high on the 60, that's it. I'm starting to go short. And I will put my stop over here, and we'll see how this plays out. I think we're looking at a nice swing short with the potential for a pullback at this point, all the way back down to, here's the number I saw before, around 62, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back and look at it again. Yeah, it's a little higher than 62. So right around here someplace. I would say target on the way down, at least for now, is this demand zone right around 64 here. Right here. I would be a target for the short. So we're looking at, about $2 or so, at least, maybe a touch of the 50-moving average over here as a target, and we'll see how it goes after that. But shorts, I think, will be the better trade at this point. I would not be buying fruit up here. If you're still in the long again, then no reason to get out just yet either. Your swing signal will be if we don't get a new high over here, if we don't turn over, and we start rolling out of this, then you want to get out of your short. Right? You just pop out of the top. So I'm sorry, I didn't get out of your long. Otherwise, you just sit tight if we make it high, stay in it, and that's it. I'm looking for the short personally, and that's what we're looking for this week. Crude shorts, target around 64. Gold, similar type of idea where, again, we just had this massive rapid rise. I think what we did on Friday was just the death of the bears before the big sell-off. Notice that we just got slightly above the last pivot on Friday. Okay? And I'm looking at here, this, I think it was Thursday, this, hanging man candle up here. And then I'm starting to watch this over here where we confirmed the top here with this wick up there that kept the low high, and then we broke down. So, and then we're flagging here as a bear flag. I'm thinking this starting finally to give us the pullback we're looking for. Look where we got to up here. You can see that the wick was taken out back here. We cleaned out some stops. And I think we're in a major resistance area. I don't see this really getting away. So many people are bullish gold, and I think again this is the beginning of a major sell-off. I think tweet out last Thursday that I'm looking at least 100 down, maybe even more on gold starting now. We already potentially have the lower high. I mean, this is good for the top, right here. Rally up. You can see there's head and shoulders, right? 1, 2, 3, and we've broken down out of it. We've hit the demand right here, and then we've rallied back up, tested the breakout area. You can see that that's where the lows were. And then we put in again, this engulfing candle, and then pushing down again, this level, if we come back here, that doesn't hold. And there's nothing under here. This is a bunch of garbage. All this nonsense here is nothing. And that's already putting us down $25 before we find any half-decent demand, right? Minimum. So we're about to start a major sell-off in gold. And as long as we stay below, I would say, this area here, 1360 or so, that's what we're looking for the sell-off to begin. And, we'll have to find a way into the short on Monday. But that's what we're looking at. These are really nice little supplies over here. Maybe we get a wick into something like this over here, that zone, and a really small potential risk entry into the short. Other than that, I'll find something on Monday, and if I find it, I'll tweet it out. But for now, totally ready for shorts, I think, on GC. Okay? And we'll find out. It sounds crazy, but you'll see what happens when this thing starts selling off $25 a day for the next 4 or 5 days. Okay? Dollar, similar. Again, we pushed back down into this demand zone on the monthly chart. We're starting to, we broke down the weekly into fresh demand over here, fresh demand over here. And we get the hammer candle on Thursday on the daily chart, and then on Friday we push down and start to hold at the bottom. Okay, so that's a little confirmation. And now we just need to see a little bit of a rally take over and get us through this. Once we get back up here, we'll be back to the 90-50 area pretty quickly. There's nothing really much in the way once we just clear this little resistance wick over here on the green candle. And then we get up there, and then we'll see. But I think we're going to start to see a very nice bottom being formed in the daily chart here. And we should be starting to get a rally back into this area. That's going to correspond with the rest of this. Again, I know I've been talking about this. And that's my weakness, again, is I usually see things too early, and I'm watching it happen here. And I almost got a week or two early. I thought we were going to do it down here, about last week. And now I'm seeing it again. So again, that's my working hypothesis. Again, remember that when I say that, it doesn't mean I'm taking the trade this second. It means that that's what I'm looking for. When I see that start to play out on the lower time frames, then we'll make that trade. When I start to see the higher lows on the 60 chart over here in the dollar, that's when we can start to say, okay, I'm right. And the gold, we're looking for that lower high, right? And for the euro, similar idea. We're at levels of monthly supplies on outside the Bollinger Bands. So I'm going to let it pop up on Thursday again into this fresh supply zone. On the weekly chart, it's fresh supply to 240, it's supply to daily. We got a really big inverted hammer up there, and now we're just waiting for the continuation to play out. It didn't come on Friday, but it also didn't, get to new highs at all. It totally paused, and it's looking like just an inside day. And therefore, again, once we cross the low, that 124020, that's under here. There's air under here, all the way down. This is first level of air. We'll get a little bounce back. I think a little high after that, and we're just going to be start to stair step. We're going to have to come back and test this 120 area back here on the weekly chart. Right? That's where the breakout occurred, and we should be getting some kind of pullback into that level. Okay? So again, I'm looking for a short on euro. Doesn't mean I'm short now. It means we're going to get short when we start to see the lower high play out in the 60 chart. That's what we're looking for this week. Potential for shorts in the euro trade. Let's take a look at our 60 chart. Okay. And we look at up here, you can see that on the 60, there's already a lower high. Right? We just haven't broken down under the low yet, but right there you can start to see that we've popped up here into the highs, and then we hit demand, and there's the lower highs. So it stops, we'll go here. Right? And that's what we're looking at. So now, once we open up tonight, depending on where we can find the level for entry, we'll see the level. I think there's a level over here, 125 that we might want to get into. Stops that have to go above the VIX here for now, and we're looking for this to start breaking down into lower levels. And so again, your shorts start a little bit at least to show some weakness here. There was a major rejection up here. You can see the big sell-off and then the lower high coming in after the bounce back. So as long as we don't rally out of this top over here, it should be okay. This is the stop area that has to go above here. Okay? Take a look. See if things going out. There it is. It actually got hit already. And so that supply, it's not good anymore. It's been used already, and it starts to take that out on it anymore, right? This is the supply zone here, and it got hit right here, and we pushed into demand. You can see that, and we sort of banged around over here once or twice. So we need to stay right now under this trend line. There's a little trend line over here, right, these highs, and that's what we're looking for. Because if we get up there, this is going to turn into a higher low over here, right, and then we're going to have trouble. And it's unlikely that this level up here holds anymore. So we got to stay under there. And once we start breaking down that in lows, so we can talk about a chance of back testing into a supply zone or something to get into the trade. So again, I don't have an entry here yet, but I do see where we know the invalidation point of our analysis is. I would say pretty much this is the higher low that we're looking at, and we don't really want price up here any place. Okay? Looking for shorts this week. Target on the euro for the pullback. Right? If it starts this week is back down here. Back there for a second, and I'm looking at something like around this level over here, 123. I would say it looks like right here, just for the dojo. That's your target. This right there. For this week, that's the target. Current highs back here, right? And that's where we broke out. You see the 50-moving average is also right there. It's all in the same spot. Looks like the bottom of the Bollinger Bands is going to kiss the 50 soon. So maybe that's what we look for that area right there. Around 123 and change is the target. So it's about 1,000. Right? Then for about 200 ticks or so for the euro. Cool. All right, let's go look at the yen. Nice pop for us for the yen again. And we're looking at, again, this potential is good for the yen. With the supply zone that we're looking at over here. And you'll see that we come into this supply zone up here, right? And we hit it once back here, and once back here. This is really a daily supply. It's not really a weekly supply. I'm going to go pull it clear for you. I've drawn it as a wick against the wall from my rules with the wick here, and then pick up the leg in back here. It's part of the supply zone. You see we got pretty close here. This is the origin, right? Notice that we're outside the Bollinger Bands when we got there. Can we hit the level again? Sure. Is it going to create a sell-off? Absolutely. Is it going to get through the wick? I don't know. It should have done it last week when gold did this, right? It got above that prior wick high, and the yen didn't do that. So it was not able to get as high. And I think we're about to see the beginning again of the retracement starting. I want to open up the daily chart, and then let's get into that zone that we're looking at over there. There is. So some of you want to need to comment on this zone, and that's what I think this is fresh supply is. At this level back here, so let's go over here, we're looking at this area over here. Really, really nice supply. So that has never been touched yet. Okay? Underneath us, we've been touched. This thing over here, which is just really overlapping with it's more of a 240 zone down here. Okay, this thing inside here, we'll go look at that level as well, but that one's been touched. This one over here is totally fresh. I mean, that's just beautiful supply. If we hit that thing, you can see that here, the structure of the supply zone. I would be shorting this even in an uptrend. There will be a very nice pullback over here. You can see that we have this nice demand zone with a higher high back here that broke out of that. You can see it came back to the level again, and we went back up there again, right, all the way to the top. Then when we came down after that, we actually had a lower high in the way. You see what happened? The zone created this beautiful daily, right, inverted hammer there over there, and then the push, boom, a massive fallout from there. So there is wicked supply sitting inside this zone, right at that 94, even 94. If we're up in there, that's a short for sure, but it would be probably a counter trend like that. And so the rules are for that, you better know that. But it's definitely something to look at. I don't even think we're going to get to that. I think we're just going to start to retrace from here. And we'll just hopefully find out from that. But it is very, very nice supply. The one that we're in, let's go take a look at it, is this 240 little gap thing we got going on over there. Okay. And we've hit it a couple of times back in the past. Right, there's this little overlapping area over here. You can see it right inside this thing. And we'll come back into it. Sometime we'll see from the outside, and then into it again on Friday. And usually what happens is, this will begin where the head and shoulders. So this becomes the shoulder, and then this high is the head, and we should see a pullback into something land under here, and then a back test creating the left shoulder. So there's a little bit of time, it looks like, still for this thing, at least on the 240 chart. For the sell-off to begin, it doesn't look like it's ready just yet. Let's take a look on the lower side of what we're seeing. JY. Yeah, so there's higher highs and higher lows. You can see that. And again, totally not ready as far as sell-off is concerned just yet over here. So I'm, again, not buying, and I'm not selling just yet. So that's that. Not guess. Let's figure out if we can see what happens here. Really nice pop. And then we have the rollover. And since then, it really hasn't done much this week. It's sort of holding its own. I'm in the opinion that, we need a little breather here. I still love that gas. I think we're going to get through, some of these upper levels up here later on as we continue. But for now, it's really a pause, pause mode. I haven't really gone too far. And I don't love any really of the levels that we're looking at over here that we created this past week. This is this week. So, again, if we start rolling over out of here, which I believe what we're going to do, we're going to start to explore some lower levels. Do we get here first? The back test out of that, this was the man at the rollover contract, and usually what happens again is there's a big red candle here, we go through the zone, right? And we will back test that area sometimes. So it might pop tonight into something up here. I don't know, we've been having a lot of rallies, not gap ups on Sunday nights. I actually think tonight is going to be a gap down. Okay. And I think we're going to start to just push down a little. Do we reach this level? I don't really think so. But we'll never know. At this point, I'm more bearish than I am bullish just because of the rapid rise. We're looking for some kind of pausing, some kind of pullback with a chance to join down the longs lower down. So for now, I don't have anything great for that gas. I'm done trading it for now until it sets itself up a little better. Again, I'll update you guys on Wednesday or a tweet or something like that. Aussie dollar is the same story as gold. We just took out those pivot highs back here. I think we hit some stops, and now really it's ready for the pullback. You can see it clear in the daily chart. We took that last pivot out. On Friday, at the top of the wick, you can see we got through it, and I think we start to see the sell-off from here. Again, it's not on the chart yet, so if you get a lower time frame trader, you just take a day trade or whatever, you buy the first level from there. And you keep doing that until it doesn't make a higher high. Okay? So a couple of levels to look at over here. Let's say I'm going to draw it out. This is a really nice variety. Okay, so look at something like that. And then maybe under here, stop there. And then enter somewhere around there. Well, for now, until it doesn't make a higher high, it just made another higher high on Friday. It ended up hitting the supply zone and started to pull back. You can see that. Aussie dollar, I'm waiting for the weakness. This is better short than I want. Pounds, similar idea. We've traced most of the basic candle. You can see that we've hit this long-term trend line over here. Oops. Pull it up, not really small. Bring that back to life. And then pull this up. And you can see that before we got tagged, we got through a little bit, and then we back tested into it, unable to get through the wick at the top of the daily chart. And there's the long-term trend line starting to do its job, it looks like. Right? As far as the Brexit candle is concerned, let's go back there. You can see we've retraced a fairly decent amount of it. Right? There's still some more up there. I think we get a pullback into a demand zone before we get any higher. For now, here's a really nice look at demand. Actually, let me draw it out and do it right now. It looks like right here is where someplace where I'd be interested in a long at this point. Chart on me, another one for you guys. somewhere inside this dominion, which is just the top of this hammer over here. But right around there, where the prior highs were taken out, there's a nice looking demand zone, and that's the target for the way back from now. On the lower time frame, we're starting to see some sort of top up here. This is actually a lower high. We've got 3 green candles, and then turnover right here on the 240. Boom, 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 lower high. So we start turning over here and taking out this level. We're going to be in a downtrend. So it's already starting to show some kind of weakness BP over here. And also on this rapid rise in high over the last 5-6 weeks is just great up ballistic move. It's all related to the dollar and that, that really wicked sell-off that's been going on a little bit lately. There's the lower high in 60. You can see that. Demand was perfect, but it made a lower high. And therefore, coming back to that zone, there's the lower high. It was hitting the demand. And so that's the demand zone on the lower high is right here. Demand, and now we're coming back into the zone, and that will create, a downtrend. Once we take out this pivot, we're going to have lower high, lower low. And that's what looks like is coming. So, I think the shorts are starting over here on BPs. And let's just take a look where the target for this week would look like. Somewhere down here. And where's the first demand up down there? Oh, yeah. That's, I think, for now, the target looks like right around the little doji, maybe a little lower, potentially even over here. We'll have to watch this first level, but it could get over here. Right? This is where the prior highs are. We're at 1.4, it looks like. So I would say somewhere around, 1.4, 1.3, somewhere around the 1.403. Okay. But somewhere in the neighborhood is where we're targeting for this week on BP shorts. Canadian, quickly, nothing going on there. Again, same idea where Thursday was the high, Friday was the back test. This one didn't bring the weakness on just yet. At least on these charts, I'm not seeing it yet. We're sitting inside the supply zone on the weekly chart, and I'm unable yet to sell off. Okay. These are 60, the supply zone sort of hit. It's not retraced. This was actually a level from back. Way back when. So this is an old level. It's from back here someplace. It was slightly traded through, and then dropped this drop over here and started to sort of hold itself. And there's a lot of room under here. If we stay under this low, where we have a lower high, sorry, we're in the below down here someplace at 80200. So, so there's some room underneath Canadian. It might be starting to pull back a little bit. Potentially, again, I'm looking at shorts this week on just about every place. Copper, let's take a quick look. There will be bonds, and we'll wrap it up for today's session. We got a bids. We're looking at, copper definitely in corrected move over here, right? After this nice push up, and we've got the confirmed top here. And then we just break down, and now we've got a pretty big recovery out of this demand zone. And over here, we put in another lower high. Right? We took out the supply zone back here, but we already put in a lower high, and now again, looking at a lot of air under here. I think we're going to see continuation this week of copper pull back into this level down here. So yeah, I'm looking at a short here. Let's go take a look at the 60. I'm pretty sure that is downtrend at this point. And if you just have one shot off the top there. So this is a downtrend. And then we had one just move off the bottom, finding that, higher time frame demand that gave us this rally up into here. But you can see that even after that, we've already here confirmed the top with a lower high. And then we break down, and here's our lower high here, right? This is the confirmed top. And here's the lower high coming in right here. And we're into the lower low again. So this is over back into a downtrend of 60. We've lost the downtrend now, but it's in the downtrend. It's starting to sell off again. And therefore, the shorts are totally allowed. Supply right here. Right? I really made a low down here. So again, anything under here is a breakout. There's nothing here besides this zone. So I'm just going to have you risk off before we hit this demand. And that's it. It's time to get short again for copper. Watch, be careful when you open. 3 p.m. tonight. Eastern, it gets a little wild. But, that's what we're looking at there. Bonds, again, we looked at earlier. The sell-off is here. We had a nice little bounce back. You can see that it's flagging on the daily chart on this demand zone. On the weekly chart, we got a little drop base. Okay, I think we're going to end up pushing into the demand over here on the weekly. We already hit the daily demand, but we didn't do much out of the zone. If you take a look back here, we got here after we hit the zone here, and then we got deeper into the zone, and then we get a lower high, and now we're coming back to the zone again. That's going to pop. We're just working our way down through this and chewing through this, and the rates. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, excuse me there. Sorry about that. Thank you all. Anyway, interest rates are going higher. And again, gold doesn't like higher interest rates. Okay? Dollar, higher interest rates is a stronger dollar, not a weaker dollar. Okay? So this is going to start to sell off again. And this was just a little bounce back here. You can see it right here. As long as we stay under this little low over here, we're going to roll over and push down into lower highs, lower prices and higher interest rates. So, again, just confirming what I'm seeing. It's not playing out just yet. I know that the analysis here is, maybe a little bit early, but that's what I'm seeing coming on the charts. As you see it for 2 weeks already now. And it's just, you need to realize when the turn is going to happen. And I think it's coming soon. And again, for me, the signal will be when we start to make those lower highs at 60 for all the currencies rolling over, and for gold to roll over, and for the dollar to start rallying. So a lot of shorts setting up for me this week. I'm not happy with the indexes being where they are. I'm looking for a short. I don't think I was looking for a long on just about anything. Was it? Just about just the dollar. Everything else looks like it's sell mode coming. So get ready. Selling, when selling hits the market, it comes hard, and it goes pretty far. So let's see if this week is the sell-off. Right? Other than that, I will see everyone that is registered on Wednesday live. I'll be back in the office. And if you have questions, let's see. All right. I wish everybody all the best. Trade safe, trade smart, and take care.